Be me 28 years old. Marketing job sociology degree. Always thought men must change. Tweeted about equality every week. Profile bio said right side history. Mocked those who complained of rules. Believed most guys were careless predators. Except my older brother 33. He was kind, calm, respectful always. Taught economics at local university. Helped parents paid their bills. Never raised his voice once. I called him old-fashioned often. But deep down I trusted him. He felt like proof exceptions exist. The one good man in my life. Then campus launched new policies suddenly. Mandatory workshops about hidden discrimination. Strict codes about inclusive language. Students got email warnings for jokes. I thought could finally progress here. But for him it was the beginning. One lecture day felt normal. A student joked strict dad. He smiled, said maybe yes. I want better discipline here. Everyone laughed, she laughed too. No tension hidden in words. A week later complaint appeared. Administration called it gender harm. Now every phrase was tracked. Emails from HR filled inbox. Colleagues stopped joking near him. Students avoided after each class. Hallways went silent when passed. He looked confused, still polite. Believed truth would clear things. I told him follow rules. He nodded, said I teach. But his smile slowly faded. A man who never fought. Was fighting shadows every day. After weeks pressure kept growing. Committee invited him for review. They listed phrases from classes. Even greetings sounded suspicious now. Once he said good girl. When students solved tough problem. They marked it as sexist. He tried explaining with context. But faces stayed cold silent. Rumors spread across whole campus. Friends stopped sitting beside him. Group chats became quiet zones. His name mentioned with warning. I watched him shrink daily. Eyes darker, voice more tired. He stopped playing piano nights. Stopped calling me on weekends. Fear grew inside his home. Papers piled, bills kept rising. I thought rules made justice. But I saw injustice instead. 2 months later, contract not renewed. Administration said values misaligned officially. Black mark entered university system. Applications rejected without clear reason. One student filed civil lawsuit. Claiming deep emotional suffering caused. Court turned into public spectacle. Screenshots from group chat shown. Simple jokes framed as harassment. Colleagues testified with vague statements. Each word twisted into something dark. He sat quiet, pale, silent. Selling books to pay lawyer. Even his old piano gone. Neighbors whispered when passing door. He started working food delivery. Long nights, cold streets, silence. I barely recognized my brother. He looked older every morning. Weight loss, shadows under eyes. System was breaking him slowly. Debts grew faster every single week. Credit cards maxed, banks refused loans. Parents tried helping but too little. He sold clothes, furniture, old laptop. Every corner of home looked empty. Only family photo still on wall. He avoided friends, ignored phone calls. Stayed inside with curtains always closed. Neighbors knocked, he never answered them. I brought food, he barely spoke. His voice low, almost whisper quiet. I stared past me into nothing. Sometimes he muttered, it's all gone. I never saw him like this. My strong, calm brother disappearing slowly. Rules I once defended crushed him. I realized fairness was just words. Justice meant nothing without true context. And he was left to bleed. Winter came, his health got worse. He caught cold, still kept working. Delivering food through snow at night. Hands red, shaking from the wind. I begged him see a doctor. He said money gone, no chance. Meds too expensive, bills already crushing. He coughed hard, kept hiding pain. University ignored his letters for help. HR emails stayed cold, no answer. Friends from past stayed far away. Group chats had kicked him out. His name mentioned only with warning. I watched hope leaving his eyes. Once proud teacher, now broken courier. His laughter gone, his music gone. Silence-filled apartment, empty and cold. I sat crying in his kitchen. Realizing rules I loved killed him. He stopped searching for new jobs. Applications ignored every single time. Blacklist followed him everywhere silently. He deleted old teaching materials online. Burned notes from years of work. Said no one will ever need. His students never wrote messages again. Reputation erased with just one stamp. I found him staring at wall. Holding unpaid bills in his hands. He whispered, "I am finished here." My heart broke hearing those words. This man who raised me strong. Now broken by shadows of rules. He walked streets at night alone. Hood up, face hidden from world. He avoided eye contact with anyone. Like presence itself was heavy shame. He never deserved this slow death. One evening I visited his home. Apartment dark, only lamp still glowing. Boxes stacked, furniture almost all gone. He sat silent on old chair. Papers spread across wooden kitchen table. Bills, warnings, lawyer letters stacked high. In corner his winter coat torn. Delivery bag resting on the floor. He looked up, eyes empty, hollow. Asked softly, "Why are you here?" I said, "Because you are family." His hands trembled holding photograph frame. Picture of us smiling years ago. He whispered, "Remember when life felt simple?" I nodded, tears burning in eyes. He placed frame back without words. Silence heavy, louder than any scream. I knew my brother was disappearing. Days passed, he grew more distant. Phone always off, doors always locked. He walked miles delivering cheap meals. Earned barely enough for rent, survival. Once I followed him in rain. Saw him waiting outside tall building. Customer never came, order got cancelled. He stood freezing, food bag empty. I called his name, he turned. Eyes tired, face pale, unshaven. He forced smile, said, "I'm fine." But his voice cracked, shaking badly. Umbrella slipped, rain soaked his clothes. I held him close, he resisted. Said, "Don't waste your time here." I whispered, "You are my brother." He looked away, tears mixing rain. In that moment I feared losing him. Weeks later court gave final ruling. No job, no money, no justice. They called him danger to community. For words twisted far from meaning. He walked out courthouse head down. Reporters snapped photos shouting questions loud. He said nothing, kept moving forward. That night he sold last belongings. Old watch, gift from our father. Left empty shelves, cold bare walls. I found him sitting in dark. Hands covering face, shoulders shaking hard. He whispered, "They erased my life." His voice cracked, broke into silence. I sat beside, held his hand. He didn't pull away, just cried. Tears falling heavy onto the floor. My brother completely destroyed by nothing. Months passed, he never returned back. No more teaching, no more future. Living from side jobs every week. Barely enough to keep lights on. Neighbors stopped greeting in the street. Family gatherings felt empty without him. I carried guilt heavy on chest. All my posts, all my words. I once shouted, "Trust all women." Now that phrase cut me deeply. Because I saw his broken figure. Sitting alone, surrounded by unpaid bills. Eyes empty, staring into pure silence. I realized rules became weapon sharp. Even good men can be destroyed. I lost faith in slogans forever. Truth is not in hashtags online. Truth was in my brother's tears. And in life system stole away.